How much are you worth?
That's an interesting question.
Yes, it is. Give me a number.
Yeah. I'm worth about 1 billion shillings right now.
What?
Yeah.
You have no money. You need at least 5 to 10 billion shillings. You don't have that kind of money.
Did Ruto have that type of money for the campaign in the last elections, or did Raila have it in the 2013 elections? I've been involved in these 2 elections, and I tell you, none of these presidential candidates ever has that type of money people bandy around. You need money to facilitate logistics in a campaign. And once people buy into a idea, individuals will always chip in. There is no single presidential candidate who finances a presidential candidate using his own resources. Not just here in Kenya, even elsewhere for that matter. It doesn't happen. Yeah. I believe I'm a good product in the political marketplace for purposes of the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. I believe that I've got a track record that many Kenyans would align to and subscribe to. I believe I'm an agent of real change that Kenyans so much desire, and I will run a modest, inclusive, and participatory campaign.
Okay. I'm going to walk across to talk to the latest presidential candidate.
Careful not to trip.
Yeah, former head of delivery at State House. Who leaves State House to run for president? Somebody, please explain that to me. Eliud Owalo does that. Good to see you, Mwesh.
Nice to see you,
How
Jeff.
you doing, brother?
How have you been?
Okay, yourself?
Good.
Sit.
Thank you.
Are you a mole?
That is the most illogical and incoherent narrative I've come across.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Come on, how did you leave State House and say you want to run for president one day?
All right, this is Faya Paul. Jeff, there's always that portion of voters who will say no, will not vote for Ruto, especially in ODM. Owalo targets these. Then just near elections, he will shift to Ruto's side and demand that his followers follow suit. Michezo ya hii town tunaijua.
It is illogical, incoherent, and in fact incorrigible to imagine that I'll walk out of the upper echelons of one government to go and work with that government from outside. It just doesn't make sense. Why would I walk out of Ruto's government and then go out and work with him from outside?
Because you're a mole.
There's nothing could be further from the truth. And in the fullness of time, Jeff, I believe I'll be vindicated. And we will be back here, yeah, towards the end of 2027, and we can have that discussion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Yeah.
President Ruto has sent you on the ground to divide Nyanza.
Let me ask you something. Doesn't Ruto need the full number of votes in Nyanza? How then would my candidature help him? Because I'm going to walk away with a substantial proportion of the Nyanza vote. How does that help him? Is he not in a working arrangement with ODM, which is presumed to be the predominant political party in that region? Doesn't he need the votes there as a bloc? I mean, it doesn't make sense to tell me to get out of his government to go and split his votes, the same votes that he's looking for. So to me, that is very logical. And it is something I'm struggling with. If you ever consult in the public sector, you don't move. I did not inform him I was quitting.
You just walked away?
I walked out, and I followed it up with a formal resignation.
Tell me something.
Yes.
You would have to need something like 5 or 10 billion shillings to run for president.
Yeah.
Do you have that kind of money?
Jeff, I want to run a modest, participatory, and all-inclusive
Do you have that kind
campaign.
of money?
I don't need to have it in my pocket. I've headed a presidential campaign before, Jeff. I was deeply involved in the last presidential campaign. None of these presidential candidates ever has that type of money.
So tell me, can you go up against William Samoei Ruto? Can you match him man to man, mundu humundu?
Jeff, I'm somebody who is very courageous, very decisive. Once I take a decision, I go the full hog. And I'll give you a few examples in the past. In the year 2019, when I decided to run for the Kibra parliamentary seat, I did it on ANC ticket. Everybody thought that that was an ODM, An ODM vote, and it was not possible for anybody else to venture in Kibra on a different party ticket. And I went and did it. In 2019, despite the fact that I came from Nyanza and the whole of Nyanza was behind the Azimio presidential candidate, I went and stood with Ruto. So I'm somebody who is a risk taker, somebody who is very decisive. I take time and I consult widely before I arrive at decisions. But when I do so without fear. To see you,
How you
Jeff.
doing, brother?
How have you been?
Okay, yourself.
Good.
Sit.
Thank you.
Are you a mole?
That is the most illogical and incoherent narrative I've come across.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Come on, how did you leave State House and say you want to run for president one day?
I've made up my mind.
You have to be a mole.
I've made up my mind, Jeff. I don't work with anybody in secrecy. When I opted to work with William Ruto in the year 2019, I did it against all odds. Everybody at that point in time thought that the Azimio presidential candidate was in pole position to win the presidency. I decided to walk to Ruto and work with him in the full glare of the public. It would be logical for me, if I wanted to work with Ruto at this point in time, to walk out of the upper echelons of his government, then go and work with him from outside. It just doesn't make sense.
If you were, let's say, by some miracle, you were elected president, what's the first thing you would do?
One, sort out the punitive taxation regime. Yeah, we have got a tax regime that is not enabling to the business community, that is punitive to individual taxpayers. So immediately I get into office, I will bring down income tax from 35% to 20%. I will bring down VAT from 16% to 10%. I will do away with digital tax. I will make sure that we have got a corporate tax that is predictable. Perhaps rationalize it at an optimal level of about 5% and make sure that it is stable at that level for about 5 years. You know, one of the questions that one would ask me is, if you cut down the level of taxation, where are you going to get the money to run operations of government? And the answer is simple. First of all, seal revenue leakages, avenues for revenue leakages, do away with the corruption, and then bring in more people into the income bracket, Jeff. As we speak, out of a possible 35 million Kenyans who can possibly pay tax, only 9 million are eligible to pay tax.
Correct.
Because they are the only ones with the disposable income. So, from where I sit, what I will do is to re-engineer the value chains. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 59.
Can you make it?
Oh yes, why not?
You simply don't have the money. You don't have the energy. Come on.
I'm in this for the long haul and I'm going the full hog. Watch this space.
You need to convince me and Kenyans.
You know, you can have colossal sums of money, Jeff, and Kenyans still don't vote for you. Our histories are washed with such examples.
All right. I love it. I love it. Kaleshi, are you listening to this? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Would you vote for this man?
I'm all ears.
Would you vote for this man?
Yeah, I mean, last week I heard from Boniface Mwangi.
Yeah.
This week I hear from him.
Owalo.
Yes.
Owalo is wallowing in the whatever.
Wallowing in what?
By the way, I got a message here from Manu Chandaria. Manu, thank you so much for watching. I mean, the guy's 100 years old and he's watching the show. Who does that?
Him.
He says, Jeff, sorry to hear the sad situation. Can citizen handle 1 million shillings? Decide how you will handle and announce Chandaria Foundation support. Manu, send it to my M-Pesa number.
You know, the whole nation has had.
I'll make sure.
I'll be their AIE holder.
Oh, zero. Thanks, Manu. God bless you, and God bless Haruna and your family and the foundation for doing what you're doing for drought in Kenya. We're going to take a break, come back. Plenty more ahead. Owalo is in the house. He wants to run for president. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Share your thoughts.
Is he a mole in the government?
I'll collate them, send them. At Obarus.
At Koinange Jeff. At Citizen
I've
TV
kept
Kenya, the hashtag.
Sunday Live.
Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment. In the meantime, coming up, Singapore tutafika na kabla hatujaenda Canaan. I mean, help me out. Help me explain.
You know, I think as leaders we should be honest with the people. We should be honest with the people. I was part and parcel of crafting the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. And we had got 5 thematic areas that we were pursuing with relevant interventions in each and every one of those key result areas. What we needed to do at this point in time is to get back to the people. More so the Mama Mboga and the border riders who are at the center of that campaign, and tell them that, look, this is what we planned to do. This is what we have achieved at this point in time. Yeah, this is where the gaps are. And you know, you own up where you planned something, and you are not achieved it. There's nothing wrong with going back to the people and telling them that, look, we faced such and such challenges and we have not yet met the targets as was envisioned. That is leadership. You own up and you become accountable for purposes of results. But you don't abandon a vision midstream and then leap into another vision. Yesterday, I was in, I'm somebody who delivers in whatever mandate I'm given.
What did you deliver? Tell us something we know. What did you deliver?
Let me take you back a little bit, Jeff. When I was appointed Cabinet Secretary for ICT, that was my first formal employment.
Yep.
I'd been in consultancy for a period of 23 years. And within that period of time, I'd already cut an edge in the market as one of Africa's most sought-after strategists. So I'd already, based on performance, gotten a competitive edge in that space. When I joined the public sector CSICT, I found a more or less moribund ministry, and I elevated it to the center of everything in government at that point in time. I embarked on rolling out of the fiber to those parts of Kenya that hitherto had not been connected, setting up digital hubs, establishing Wi-Fi hotspots, just to mention but a few. Digitalization of government services. When I joined the government, we only had 350 services on the digital platform. By the time I left that ministry, we had already digitalized over 20,000 government services, which actually eliminated the physical interaction between Kenyans, members of the public and public officers. And that is one of the ways through which we elevate corruption. Now, when I was appointed the Deputy Chief of Staff, first of all, I was responsible for performance and delivery management. Again, I found a performance management framework that was virtually dead. I re-engineered it. I brought back to life performance appraisal, performance contracting. And it was at the center of performance in government, delivery of government programs and projects. Individuals were now being held accountable by way of results, as opposed to just going to the office day in, day out and waiting for salary at the end of the month. In the delivery function, when I went in there, you know, it was